Welcome to Shaq's house. Shaq's house. That's our Shaq. You're now in Shaq's house. Welcome to Shaq's house.
Hey, what's going on, Shat Housers? It's your boy, the one and only Shat House here. Oh, check this shirt out. Check my shirt out. BTA, Bilateral Terran Alliance. Guess what movie that's from? Guess. Write in the comments. Anyway, I told you I'd be back on my X-Men stuff, and here we are. But something occurred to me. This is the third week in a row that I'm doing a power history profile on a blonde-haired character. Yeah, I must have a thing for blondes. Really, it was Speedball, Stunner, and now Paige Guthrie, aka Husk, from Generation X, X-Corps, and the X-Men. I figured I'd give her some shine because one of you subscribers in there, and thank you for this, you pointed out in my Metamorphs video how I didn't cover Husk. And you know what? Considering what her secondary mutation might entail and what her ultimate potential might entail, that was a missed opportunity. One I intend to rectify right now. So here we are, and here I bring you a full power description and fun facts about Paige Guthrie, aka Husk. Check it out.
Husk. Husk is a transitional body morph with a mutant power to alter the molecular composition of her body during a skin shedding process. The outermost layer of flesh is technically dead anyway, and so it's not affected by her transmutations. Paige triggers her changes by grabbing a portion of her skin and willing the change, releasing a burst of bioenergy that simultaneously transforms her entire body and renders the outer husk more brittle than normal, allowing her to tear it off easily to complete the change. Husk has transformed herself into various states in the past: diamond, stone, glass, metal, rubber, lava, energy, etc. She often transforms into a denser substance in order to increase her strength, class 10 at her strongest, and durability, but has also become elastic in order to stretch her limbs, absorb impacts, and bounce off the ground, and even became alien rubber, which gave her superhuman running speed. Husk prefers to change herself into a form resembling her own, but composed of a different composition. She can transform randomly into different substances just by pulling off her skin and observing what occurs. If she wants to consciously determine what she transforms into, however, she must have a working knowledge of the substance's molecular composition or properties that guide her transformations. Husk automatically reverts back to her normal form within an hour or so, but she can also choose to shed her skin in an altered state, either to return to normal earlier or become some other substance directly. Though her transformations are normally temporary, Paige does seem to be able to perform changes which don't reverse themselves if she is restoring her baseline state. For example, Husk has used her power to achieve metabolic changes in her template form, such as tearing away injured flesh from a gut wound to become healthy again, or husk away sweat and dirt after running a few miles, a quick version of a shower and change. The implication was that she wouldn't revert to injured or sweaty within an hour, meaning Husk can undo certain changes which have altered her in some way. Husk has been able to shift into anything apparently, regardless of mass or volume, and any extra mass left over when she shifts into a smaller form, such as a bird or an insect, is shunted into an unknown extra-dimensional space, and will presumably return to Husk when she resumes her normal human form. In an alternate reality, specifically Earth 295, the variant of Husk in that Age of Apocalypse reality demonstrated an increased proficiency in her metamorphic power. She was able to shift into liquid substances, including complex acids capable of affecting organic metal, and she also has the power to change only parts of her body, such as changing a hand into a bladed weapon. Okay, some fun facts. The second of 10 children, Paige Guthrie grew up on a farm in Cumberland County, Kentucky, where her father died when she was young. Her older brother is Sam Guthrie, the X-Man known as Cannonball, and when his mutant powers manifested, he joined the New Mutants as a founding member. And Paige, she desired to be a mutant hero herself, even though she failed to demonstrate any mutant powers initially. But later on, she finally got her wish. After long periods of testing which powers she might have, telepathy, telekinesis, or flight. Eventually, she discovered her ability to shed her skin, revealing various forms underneath. But she concealed this from her family until the day that Sam and his X-Force teammate Boomer visited the farm. Paige was later kidnapped by the techno-organic alien Phalanx, who sought to learn how to assimilate mutants into their collective intelligence. Paige and her fellow abductees were rescued by an ad hoc team of X-Men. Later on, Paige and most of those kidnappees were recruited into the new Massachusetts Academy branch of Xavier's school, becoming founding members of Generation X. Paige took the codename Husk and began training with her teachers, Banshee and Emma Frost, and befriending her new teammates, most notably Chamber. Paige briefly went home to tend to her ill mother, then officially broke up with Chamber, feeling that he had become too distant from her. When the Massachusetts Academy was shutting down, Paige was aimless, saying goodbye to her friends and moving away to help a group of environmentalists. Banshee soon recruited Paige into his new paramilitary X-Corps venture, where she helped the X-Men stop the more villainous members from taking over that group. Husk eventually moved into the X-Men's mansion, where her dynamic with Chamber grew more complicated, with her attraction for the winged X-Man Archangel becoming more apparent. She remained a background member of the X-Men, accompanying them to Utopia, to the Jean Grey School of Higher Learning, and finally Krakoa. Paige was handpicked by Cyclops for a special mission to infiltrate and sabotage the dangerous Mother Mold space station, which was operated by Mutantkind's newest enemy, Orchis. When one of the Orchis operatives blew himself up to disrupt the mutants' plans, Paige was one of the casualties. But thanks to the miracles of Mutantkind, Paige and the other X-Men were resurrected shortly after. Okay, here's some thoughts. Paige Guthrie, she's actually a gifted intellect who's adept at both programming and operating computers. She wanted to follow in her big brother's footsteps badly, in terms of becoming both a mutant and an X-Man. She's the second of 10 children, and 5 of those children, herself included, are all mutants, and 3 of them are flyers, coincidentally. Paige has a tendency for being attracted to men who are distant. First Chamber during and a little bit after their Generation X days, and later Archangel, thank you Chuck Austen for that May-December relationship when she joined the X-Men. When she was part of Generation X, she aspired to lead the team and worked very hard at her academics and physical skills. She even went so far as attempting to disguise her southern accent, which she felt made her sound ignorant. Hell, she even did this in her thought bubbles. Of all the men who flirted with her, she should have given Skin, her fellow Generation X member, a chance, but she put that off in favor of Chamber. Yes, Skin, Angelo Espinosa, he was the only man in there who called her out for trying to hide her country farm girl roots. Of course, this was the last time they had any flirtatious dialogue right here. But if given a chance, Archangel or Chamber, they would never be able to get under her skin, so to speak. Now about her powers. She's a metamorph, but one whose power initially involved transmutation and bioenergy. Like Colossus, she can, through an act of will, send a burst of bioenergy surging through her entire body that reconstructs her molecular structure into any substance, along with the properties that come with it. It's unknown, in a transformed state, if she has a need to eat, drink, or breathe. If not, then it's possible that the bioenergy that she generates to operate her power, it runs on a self-perpetuating loop to keep her constantly energized. Her power appears to be controlled manipulation of her own bodily molecules, which would make her an Omnimorph. Speaking of which, there came a point when she began suffering an instability in both her powers and her mental state, and she was molting flakes of skin and not paying attention to people and having rapid mood swings. She began new applications of her power, such as transforming herself into lava and even monstrous lizard and insect-like creatures. A fight with the Toad, who she was kind of developing a relationship with at the time, revealed that Paige's unstable mental state was a result of her secondary mutation, Omnimorphing, which they've hardly explored. You see, when she uses her power, it doesn't just change her body, but also her mind as well. But Paige, she received training from the Beast on how to channel this difficulty. Now, about her powers again. She's used the following forms in battle. She's transformed herself into rock, gold, glass, rubber, steel, reflective surfaces, diamond, crystallized carbon, crystal, silver, wood, and scales. And during times of stress or trauma, she can shed skin uncontrollably, leaving a patchwork of forms, each with its own physical properties. She can cause her skin to mimic her environment, giving her chameleon-like abilities, and blend in with her surroundings. And she can even shed her skin at a moment's notice to protect herself from explosions or other imminent dangers. She can change forms several times in a short period, after which the new material sheds to reveal normal skin underneath. And her skin retains its form after it's been shed and can even be used for raw material if desired. Husk can also heal minor injuries with an inert healing ability by altering her form, although this apparently does not work against greater injuries. If trapped in her mid-husk or forced to husk before she's ready, the process can be very painful. Yeah, they need to do more with Husk. Explore her omnimorphing ability. Yeah, get her on par with Mystique, Copycat, or better yet, the Exiles version of Morph. Yeah, do more with Paige Guthrie. And make all her siblings mutants as well too. I want to see what the rest of them got. Okay, Shackhousers, that's what I got for you this week. Please comment below about who you'd like to see me do a video on next. I'm taking suggestions and I'll take some requests. But you have a good week in the meantime. Later!
Mansion, apartment.
Shack house. Yes!
Yeah.